fill a whole bag for $2. It's practically a steal.
Yeah, we were at a library sale and got the Midtown Comics bag with me. It's filled a bag for $2. Right now, we're looking at some DVDs, books on tape. There's a whole room over there full of books that we still haven't gotten into.
I've only heard interesting things about this.
So yeah, Luke was looking at.
I'm actually a huge fan of audiobooks.
Pulled out a few DVDs so far, but haven't even gotten to the books yet. These are the only comics I've seen so far. We got Saga Volume 1, Image Comics, and Uncle Sam from Vertigo. What you got there?
I've heard that name before, Manuel Kent.
Found some comics. Warhammer.
Celia, check this out. Whoa. Celia. Passing.
Ooh. Check this out, Luke. You might dig this because you like all the heavy metal stuff. Monsters and Dames. So we just got back from a library book sale. The deal was you pay $2 and fill a bag, and we definitely filled one up. They have DVDs, Blu-rays, they had CDs. A lot of it was like Christian music, which is not stuff we were looking for. But
they also had books.
Yeah, books.
Yeah.
So I went into this hoping to find comic books, and I found a couple graphic novels and a really interesting art book. So first thing I picked up was Saga Volume 1 from Image Comics. This is something I honestly don't know anything about, but you know what? I'm willing to try something new for the price, and there you go, Image Comics Volume 1. And along with it, I found Uncle Sam from Vertigo. This is art by Alex Ross. Steve Darnell did the story. I really like Vertigo. That's kind of the more mature line of DC Comics. And I'm excited to check it out. Vertigo's coming back, so cool time to check out more from them.
I like it when the lead character is horny.
Oh gosh. On a similar note, I found this, which is not a comic book, but definitely something a lot of comic fans would dig. This is an art book, and it's a 2010 Emerald City Comic-Con exclusive called Monsters and Dames. It kind of reminded me of some of the heavy metal magazines that Luke has. Kind of got these pretty ladies with some monsters and like fantasy creatures. And comic fans like pretty ladies, so figured you guys would enjoy seeing this. This is, you know, not normally something I would grab, but it was just too cool to pass up, especially for the price point that it was at, you know? I like that one. Black and white.
Pretty gnarly.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's definitely heavy metal right there with the spider. Look at that.
So, just a little bit of the art. So there you go, monsters and dames. It's not something I've ever heard of, so let me know if you guys have heard of this and if it's a good find or not. So I had to drag Luke to this thing and he wound up getting way more stuff than me.
So I was interested in the book sale at the library because I have a small collection of pulp science fiction novels. Anything from Sword and Shield fantasy to the real hardcore science stuff to short stories to horror. I really like the disposable reading, the pulp stories. First on the list of good finds I found at the library, I'm going to start with Freakonomics. I've heard this book really changes your perspective on things. I got its companion audiobook and all of the CDs. Book's in good condition. There's no scratches on the CDs, so I'm really excited about this. And for the price, I could not turn down grabbing its sequel. So I got some good educational reading for me ahead. Speaking about educational reading, Way of the Psychonaut. And if you know, you know. And if you don't know, you're better off not. There you go. I got a copy of Immanuel Kant's Purposeful Peace. I don't know too much about Kant, although I know he's a German philosopher, and a lot of my favorite philosophers happen to be German, so the price was right, and I grabbed it. It's just a little essay. It won't take me long to go through, and if I like it, I'll keep it, or maybe give it to someone else, and if not, I'll donate it back. Along with that, I got a copy of Hemingway's The Garden of Eden. I don't know anything about this. I know Hemingway is a really hard read, and I look forward to the challenge. I've never heard of this book, but I'm a sucker for the classics, and I know he's one of America's all-time greatest authors. I'm glad to have a little bit more of his work in my collection. And lastly, I got a copy of The Da Vinci Code with a copy of the audiobook, because why not? I've seen the movie Angels and Demons more times than I'd like to admit. It's just always on TV for some reason, and I want to read the book because I happen to really like Angels and Demons, the movie, so I might like the Da Vinci Code as well. I know the Da Vinci Code was something of a scandalous release at the time, and now it's just something of a known classic.
This is not in its original case, but I had to pick this up. It is a DVD copy of Mortal Kombat Legacy Part 2. This was like a machinima web series that went on back in the day, and I have Part 1 on Blu-ray, so I never got this, so just to have a physical copy of that. It's not the greatest thing, but as a Mortal Kombat fan, figured I'd throw it in the bag. And none of the discs we found were scratched, which is surprising. We are used to finding scratched discs everywhere we go. And then this was one that Luke pulled out, and I've never seen this. Have you watched this before? The Punisher?
I've seen some gnarly clips.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people watching this have probably seen The Punisher before and will make fun of us for not having seen it, but there you go.
I've definitely seen the fight scene where Frank Castle fights the big guy, and I happen to know that they misplaced the props when they were fighting each other, so Frank Castle actually stabs this guy in the chest with the real knife, and when he's taking it out, that look of dread that Frank has when he's pulling it out is genuine because he actually stabbed his coworker. I understand he was only like a little bit away from his heart, but this guy being so jacked, it displaced the blade enough. I got a buddy of mine who's big into Punisher, and he tells me this movie is definitely worth watching, so for the price, I couldn't turn it down. Let me see this. The disc's not perfect, but I mean, it looks more than playable. Again, I can't complain. $2 to fill a whole bag.
And then the last DVD we got, this is Ben-Hur, also not in original case, and this is another one Luke picked out.
I couldn't help myself when I saw Charlton Heston's cinematic classic, Ben-Hur. I know this was one of the most expensive movies ever filmed at the time of release.
Have you watched that before?
I have not watched that before, but I'm a sucker for the old biblical classics.
Got some comics, got some DVDs, got a nice big stack of books, so I would say that's not bad for $2. What about you?
Not at all. It was a steal.
But yeah, I will have to keep my eye out for more of these library sales because that was pretty fun. Well, anyways, thank you, Luke, for joining me. And thanks to all of you for joining me. Until next time, peace.